Hello, this is the Wathdog and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the Pintime 2981. Let's start out with the wrist check. I'm wearing this Bertucci DX3 with the Enzo dial. And Grogu is wearing my Podegard 924. I played Grogu the song Knights in White Satin and asked him if the melancholy tone reminded him of the fall of the Jedi at the end of the Last Republic. He said yes, but only if they changed the lyrics to say Knights in Brown Burlap. Alright, let's take a look at the watch. This did not come in a box. The other Pintime I bought did come in a box, but not this one. But it's a nice looking watch. This is the second Pintime on my channel. The last one was the Richard Mille homage that I wasn't very fond of. I definitely like this one much better, if not actually enamored by it. At least it doesn't have a rubber coating. This is an homage to a Rolex Yachtmaster in rose gold. This is a $30 watch, so you're obviously not getting gold, but you are getting a nice looking watch. They really nailed the look of a gold Yachtmaster. A gold Yachtmaster has an Oyster Flex bracelet, so this watch mimics the look with a silicone strap with a buckle instead of a clasp. If you watched my unboxing video, I accidentally cut the supplied strap, so I have it on an aftermarket Tropic strap. As you can tell by the smooth sweep of the second hand, this is an automatic watch which can be confirmed with the display case back. If you don't want the rose gold colorway, you can have it in a polished steel color which would mimic the white gold Rolex. The watch is 40.5 millimeters at the bezel, but 41.5 millimeters if you measure at the case. 47.2 millimeters lug to lug. It's 13.6 millimeters thick, and that's not counting the Cyclops. Has a 20 millimeter lug width and weighs 84 grams on the supplied silicone strap. The bezel is a 60 click unidirectional, and the action's really bad. You can really feel it slip a lot. There's a ton of back play. Yeah, really bad action. So a real Yachtmaster, the bezel is bidirectional because you're not diving with it. Unidirectional is a safety measurement for when you're actually diving, but you're never going to dive with this watch. And then we have the insert. I do like the insert. It's nice and black, and it looks like a real gold Yachtmaster bezel. Then we have the dial. The dial is a flat black with no sunburst effect. It has Pintime written up top, printed, and then it says automatic on the bottom, no mention of water resistance, and you only get 30. Then we have the applied lube indices, which of course are Rolex style. And then we have the Rolex style hands with the fence post minute hand, Mercedes hour hand, and lollipop second hand. And then we have a Cyclops that barely magnifies the date at the 3. See? Barely magnifies it at all. And look how off center it is. It's not even close to center. Really bad alignment there. Then we have an Unsigned push-pull crown. The crown is really small. When you go to wind the movement with it, you can barely get a grip on it. Really awkward to wind it. So thankfully it's an automatic. So hopefully you have a watch winder and you can throw it in the watch winder rather than winding it, because it's a real pain to wind. And then the crown action though isn't bad. It's not all loose and stiff, and you can set it without any annoying minute hand jump. Of course, that usually doesn't tend to be an issue with automatics. It's more of an issue with quartz. Then we have the flat glass crystal. There's no dome whatsoever, and it's mineral glass, so you can see through it just fine. You're not going to get sapphire at this price. And then we have the case. The ad says solid stainless steel, and I don't know if it is or not. It's obviously plated because steel isn't this color, so I can't tell if it's a plated alloy or a plated steel. It does feel sturdy and substantial, so maybe it's steel. I don't know. Your mileage may vary though. And then we have the display case back. and there's no writing on it at all. And since this is only 30 meters, it's a pop off. It's not a screw down. As you can see, they don't even have fake slots for a wrench. So they got the little slot there for the pry bar. Underneath the case back is the 2813 movement. For watches in this price range, that's not a bad movement to have. Yeah, it's Chinese, but there's a lot worse movements you can have. It's a 21 jewel movement, 3 hertz. It does hand wind and hacks, where most movements in this price range do not hack. But it has a unidirectional rotor. You can tell by you have a spin in one direction. So it is unidirectional. It doesn't make any noise though when it spins freely. And I've never been upset about spin noise like certain reviewers are. But let's go ahead and put it on the time grapher, and you'll be kind of surprised. Here it is on the time grapher, and as you can see, it's running fairly accurate. +1, 0, and it's got a nice healthy amplitude of 322 degrees. There is a bit of beat error though, 0.3 milliseconds. That's why you kind of see 2 lines on the screen. But yeah, though, for considering this is a $30 watch, this is a pretty good accurate movement. So yeah, I've read up. Supposedly in this price range, if you got a 2813, that's a pretty good for a Chinese movement in this price. Watch comes on a silicone strap. This is not the strap it came on. This is a Tropic strap that I bought because I accidentally cut the strap that it came on when I unboxed it, and I didn't think it was fair to review a watch with a cut strap. But I will show you the strap it came on, because obviously this is what you're going to get if you buy it. And as you can see, it does look a little bit more oyster flexy because it has this middle part. But here's my biggest complaint of the strap. As you can see, the buckle, even though it's sturdy and a decent buckle, it does not match the case. So the carpet doesn't match the drapes. So that, to me, that's a big complaint. When I ordered my Tropic strap, I made sure it matched the case, and I think it looks so much nicer with the matching buckle. These are both fairly cheap. It's got really slick silicone, but just this one just looks so much better. So if you do get this watch, do yourself a favor and get at least get a buckle that matches. You can always put it on this one if you want. Here, let me see what size of buckle you need. Alright. Looks like you need an 18mm buckle if you order just a buckle. And you'll need a 20mm strap if you buy the entire strap. Here's the watch, my 7.5-inch wrist. It is a nice looking watch, especially for the money. Here we are in the loom room. Just wearing the watch, I could tell it had loom, but unfortunately something was missing, as you will soon find out. As we speed up the time, we see that the index loom isn't bad, but it is the hands that matter, and these hands are fading fast. This is yet another AliExpress watch with weak hands and strong indices, which doesn't make a lick of sense. What do I like about this watch? Well, I do like the looks. It does look a lot like a gold Yachtmaster. And I like the fact that it has a 2813 movement. If you're going to have a watch in this price range, that's a pretty good movement to have. And the one that I have is really accurate. And I do like this black bezel insert. I think it really matches the watch. What are my gripes and groans? The misaligned Cyclops. Look how misaligned that is. Also, if you look at the date too, the date's off center in the date window also. It's way to the left. The hand loom is a joke. I don't know why they even bothered with index loom if you're going to have hand loom that bad. The crown is really small and really hard to wind the watch with the crown. And the bezel action is just really bad. Do I recommend this watch? I probably would if it wasn't for that misaligned Cyclops and date, but that Cyclops is so misaligned it borders on ludicrous. Also, a non-matching buckle is also huge, so if you're willing to put up with the Cyclops, do yourself a favor and get another strap or buckle which matches the case. Well, thank you for watching the review of the Pintime 2981, and I will be back with another review, more than likely that titanium X dial that I've been wearing all week. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel. Bye.